Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the wall series. Now, in the previous video I showed you how I did the wall behind me, and in this video I'm going to show you how I did the rest of the room, including some exterior areas that needed to be taken care of due to some water damage. So stick around, it's going to be an interesting video. There's going to be a nice little story to tell. Also, I do apologize for the lightning condition. I don't have any lights that are set up in here. There is no electricity as of yet. So basically the only light that I have to work with is a natural light that comes in through these windows, and it's limited, and especially as the days progress and becomes evening, as of right now I have so much stuff in here that I don't even have a room for a work light. So it is what it is, and I apologize for that, but hopefully you will be able to make something out of it. So check it out. I've run into a little problem with the back wall here. This is where the opening for the garage door used to be. So you can see here that you basically have a framed wall that is blocking that entrance. But I'm not sure if it's because I put the AC in the wall or not, but if you look down here, you can see that there is moisture damage, which basically runs right up to this unit. So the two might be connected, but I've also made the discovery that originally I wanted this here because I wanted to have the window and natural light, but that means I'm basically cutting wall space for shelves and so on. So I'm going to be taking that out and placing it in the window where it should be, even though I'm going to lose some of the window space, but it's going to free up this wall. But you know, as I said, I'm not sure if this is because I put the AC here, because it seems, I don't remember if there was a water damage before I put the AC, but it's just, you know, super convenient that that is like right there. So it might be connected. But what I did discover is over here you have this, which was basically the cutout, and it's just a, you know, normal plywood, which basically makes up this outer layer. But then the next piece is the vinyl siding and just some very thin styrofoam insulation. So there is no moisture barrier on this. There's, you know, there's no Tyvek or anything like that on the outside of this construction. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to redo this wall, move the AC to the window, reframe this area where that hole used to be, remove the bottom plate here and replace that, and then from the outside I'm going to remove the vinyl siding and remove these boards that have water damage, and wrap the whole thing in a moisture barrier so that in the future there's not going to be any moisture damage on these boards right here. So that's going to be the next project before I can start closing this wall up and frame it with the drywall. Now the bottom plate has been bolted down, so got my bolt remover here, so just take these out, and there you go. So that's bolted from the concrete, and then just tightened down with these. So I'll remove all of these from the areas where it's water damaged, and then I'm going to take out the bottom sill. I'm going to cut it and take it out and do any repair necessary. Well, what started as an easy patch job has turned into something bigger. I was going to cut it here and then cut it over there and just remove this piece, and then insert another bottom plate and just reattach it like right here, just to increase the seam, because this is not a load bearing wall, so it doesn't need to have a, you know, full bottom plate going the length of this wall. But as you can see here, that is major water damage, and like the wood here is pretty much like all wet all the way through. So I'll have to replace the entire thing. But also because there's no moisture barrier down here. So there should be a moisture barrier between the concrete and this, since this is an exterior wall. So all the moisture that goes into the ground seeks up in the concrete and then goes up into this. So I can't do a simple patch job. I'll have to replace absolutely everything and then put in a moisture barrier down here. So it's going to take a little longer than expected. So now that I have the bottom plate installed with a moisture barrier underneath, there's another issue that I need to address, and that's the windowsill. It has these that go the entire length of the wall, but these are called king studs, but there's no jack studs. There are a couple of studs all along the side here, but I do want to make this a little bit more solid by having what's called a jack stud that can hold this and the other corner over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the AC unit and put it in the window and then close up that hole over there. But I'm going to take this 2x4 and cut it shorter so that'll become the jack stud here going all the way down. And I've got another 2x4 that I'm going to be framing all the way across here. And then I'm going to take the rest of the pressure treated 2x4 because I had to do a little cutting job over here, so you might be able to see that here. So it's not a one solid piece, but it doesn't have to be since it doesn't carry any weight. So I do have the extra of that 2x4, so I'm going to use that and frame this corner right here and make a jack stud over there. So that's the next project. Well, it's about time we tear down this wall behind me and expose all the moisture, replace everything, and hopefully we'll have the wall repaired and back up again as soon as possible before the rain starts. Wish me luck. Well, it started raining yesterday and it got really late, so I managed to fix most of it. The only thing left now is the vinyl siding, so that's going to be today's mission. So there you go. It was a little difficult to film this, but this is the final corner, all done, top to bottom. So at this point the only thing left to do is to mud everything, just to show you the entirety of the room. So I'm gonna have the TV here, and I'm gonna frame the garage opening, so there's going to be LED light strips going the entire way here. TV is going to be in front. I'm going to have some way of hiding the window so that it gets dark in here, and then console is going to be in front. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. You can see there's still the ceiling left to do, but the ceiling isn't a priority. Getting the walls done, and then of course getting the floor done, that is a more pressing matter. And you can see here, I mean, I got stuff everywhere, so it'll be nice to finally get this on shelves. And I still have to do a light fixture. That is the old placement. I want to have one that's more centered, so approximately here, or maybe even 2 lights. But that's, you know, that's later on. So, well, there you have it. So thank you so much for checking out my video. Please like and subscribe. It does really help me out a lot. And I hope you found it interesting. And next part is, as I said, it's going to be to mud the entire walls and paint it. That's not going to be very interesting to watch. It'll basically just be sanding and painting and watching it dry. So I'll probably not make a video of that, but I'll make another video when I start to put up shelves and organize everything and start putting the collection out. Hopefully that'll be a little bit more interesting. and by that time, hopefully, I should also have electricity in here, so that it should have better lighting. So thank you again.